It's so easy to skip nature study in our homeschools because we have so many other things going on. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 4 elements of nature study that you can incorporate naturally and easily throughout your homeschool week so that you know that you are bringing in the glory of God's creation into your homeschool. I think the reason so many families aren't doing nature study is because they're not confident because they don't know the names of things, and that is totally normal. That's where we all start, especially if we went to public schools. So let's talk about the 4 elements of nature study that you can incorporate into your homeschool week. We start with nature walks, reading about nature, using a nature journal, and then observing more closely, and this is usually done through something called an object lesson. So let me break those down for you. So your nature walk doesn't have to be anything fancy. As I've mentioned in my other videos, it can just be a daily walk around your block. And don't let the simplicity of that fool you. I am sure, confident even, that there are many things that you don't know what the names of them are in your neighborhood. Plants, trees, bushes, can you name all of them? This is a really fun way to get started. What can be a fun practice is to go check on something in your neighborhood. Check on a bush, check on a tree, check on a bird's nest, and have some destination that you're going to go and see. This really helps you get out of the house on a regular basis, but then it also allows you and your children to observe something over time as it goes through the seasons of the year. Now, nature walks to learn about God's creation are not enough. There is some reading and other learning that is so helpful. You might start with the Handbook of Nature Study. If that's too overwhelming, you can check out my nature study hacking guides and just pick a topic. Trees. That's a great one to start with. And it will walk you through really just how to observe trees throughout the course of your study. If you want to learn a little bit more about incorporating nature study in your homeschool, you can check out my free download, and it's linked in the description. Next, you're going to want to use a nature journal, and this is the 3rd element of nature study. And I think often the blank page of a nature journal can be overwhelming. So here's what we do. We start with today's date, and then we write down what's going on with the weather. So I look up on my phone what the temperature is, and then we look up in the sky. Are there clouds? Is it raining? Is the sun out? And then we just write like a little icon on our picture, and then we are able to get started. Next, you're going to pick one thing for your child to draw, or you can include them and have them help you pick, but just one. And don't make it huge, make it small enough so that it will fit on their page. And in this way, it makes it so easy and approachable to just get started. Then you're going to try to figure out what the name of the thing is that you guys drew or found, and that's it. You can find out easily by downloading an app called Seek or iNaturalist on your phone, or even picture this. All 3 of those are fantastic. You take a picture, you upload it, and it tells you what it is. Now, the thing about nature study is that it allows us to look more closely at things. So what you will do next, and this is the 4th element of nature study, is to look more closely. You can grab a magnifying glass, or even your phone has a good magnifier on it, or you can just sit and observe. You can take something apart. Sometimes you can just cut it in half and start looking at it more closely. And this allows us to develop that closer relationship with God's creation. And that observing is what we call an object lesson. Now, you can get more detailed about it. You can look something up in the Handbook of Nature Study, read a little bit about it, and then narrate some of that to your child and tell them what to look for, because often we don't even know what to look for. So for instance, if you have a plant, it might have the leaves that are sitting opposite one another, or they might be alternating, or they might be positioned in something called a whorl around the stem. So these are just small things that you can look out for the next time you come across a plant, and then help your children observe those same differences. So I want to know, which of those elements are you currently doing in your homeschool, and which ones are the hardest? Can you let me know in the description below? And if there's any other thoughts you have related to nature study or things that you've learned that have really helped you, can you leave a comment below so that we can all learn from one another? Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.